Einstein, I've been using the blood cleaner, the magnetic pulsar, the colloidal silver, and good nutrition. I go to Dr. Privatera in Covina, and I had a clean CAT scan in January of '96 and another clean CAT scan in September of '96. Any more? Anything else you want to know? Oh, I had uterine cancer. Little difficult to back up from that. There's just too much of it, and so it was a good idea to take it out with surgery. Okay? Any questions?
Got a question for?
What?
Go ahead with the first question.
Okay, this is for Dr. Beck.
Oh, good.
Dr. Beck, you've said something that has really astounded me. I knock out a cold within hours with garlic and echinacea, podiarco tea, etc. I take 25,000 of beta-carotene a day. That has kept my immune system so strong I hardly ever get a cold. And I drink Willard water with the castor oil. And I've never felt better in the last 6 years. Now, are you telling me that I should not be taking these things? And if you are saying that, I'll believe you, but just I want to hear it. Should I stop taking those things?
I can't advise, if I gave medical advice, it's a felony in California, and I can't use the word cure. But if you're an organic gardener and want to kill everything, and you don't want to use DDT, use garlic, you know that. It's a deadly poison for any parasite, any mites, any bugs. They won't come near it. And the human beings we've gotten off of garlic, Dr. Andreas Marx, M-A-R-X, homeopathic physician, and many, many others have gotten people off garlic. They no longer have the low-grade headaches, the confusion, the fatigue in the afternoon. They kiss the ground this doctor walks on. Because you will find that garlic is a poison. It has been known. They do not allow garlic in any ashrams, temples in the East. The Church of Scientology even forbids garlic to be taken on any of the ships or the organizations. It's just totally forbidden because they know when people take it, the shamans can no longer do psychic work. Their hemispheres are desynchronized. They've known this for thousands of years. And my advice was simply get off of it for 3 weeks. Take a garlic clove again, see how you feel, and then you tell me whether you ever want to experience that again. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, doctor, are you aware of a mild silver protein, and what do you think of that? And
Yes, I know, Faber. I know the people who are selling silver protein. It is known that silver proteins are very poisonous for you. Silver proteins consist of silver nitrate, silver chloride, etc. They can dye your skin. The disease that you get when you take silver proteins is called agroria, A-G-R-O-R-I-A. This protein gets into your skin, never comes out unless you inject little pieces of sodium hyposulfate in it, and they can kill you. Years ago, it used to be mandatory that silver nitrate be put in babies' eyes in case they had picked up a birth canal infection. Now they don't use that anymore. And we recommend colloid, or colloid, depending on how you pronounce it. The preferred pronunciation is colloid, although most people call it colloid. And you can make your own in a far better quality than you can buy because the colloids you buy contain coloring agents, yellow dye. They contain EDTA, they contain honey, they contain plain Knox gelatin to keep it from settling out of solution. And the colloid that we made here has none of that in it. You can drink any amount with no side effects. Does that answer your question?
Yes, and the colloidal silver that you can buy that's so expensive, is this what you have as good, or?
We have it far better, and all you have to do to prove that is take it to a laboratory. There are a number of laboratories that check silver from photographic shops before they pour the hypo down the drain. They electrolytically remove the silver, and if it's over a certain concentration, it has to be considered toxic waste. They're the ones who do our analysis. And we've had this checked by a number of different laboratories. You don't have to buy it. We're trying to give you back to yourself. But yet there are a number of entrepreneurs who put no silver whatsoever in their product. They set this bottle of water on the plates of a radionic machine like the SE5 or the Vega tester. They set a certain rate, R-A-T-E, of numbers. They transfer these numbers or this rate into the silver. They put the note B flat. You've heard this guy. He's lecturing and selling hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of no colloids. And I said, Wayne, if I buy a bottle of colloid, I want to see some silver in there. When I analyze yours, there is no silver colloid. You claim 0.046 parts per million. I can find none. Now, do you want to talk to my laboratories? Do you want to bet there's anything in this bottle? He'll fold up and run away. Okay? So that's what I think of other people's colloid, and I've analyzed dozens of different brands. And everyone will tell you his is the best. They've been Ericksonian hypnotized by upliners and multi-level marketing schemes, and they've got to tell you their colloid is best, because if they tell you you can make your own, don't forget, a patient cured is a customer lost. Okay, another question?
Yes, you were talking about the fact that you should not take garlic when you use the blood cleanser because it will act as a poison, etc. How long should you be off garlic before you use this?
In the beginning, before we would take patients and on any of our free studies, incidentally, this has never cost a patient a penny, we gave them 2 weeks to detoxify. That meant hard drugs, recreational drugs, tobacco, alcohol, cigarettes, aspirin, their headache remedies. Now, yeah, herbs, mostly herbs, both
What about
kitchen.
vitamin C, some of the other vitamins? other
Now,
than
yes,
Vitamin A?
the vitamin C is harmless as far as we can tell. But vitamin A and beta carotene are not. We could go down this list for an hour, but we're not going to do it. And now we say detox for 2 days before you start doing this. If you must take a pharmaceutical, your doctor tells you you have to, and I can certainly not contradict that. We say take the drugs immediately after you have stopped doing the electrolysis. If you do the electrolysis from 12 till 2 p.m. in the day, take your medicine at 2:10, because the electrolysis, the minute it stops, the minute the little windows in your cells close down again and are not transparent to the poisons in your blood plasma, then wait 24 hours for whatever medication you've taken to get on the exponential curve as low as possible, and this is in your paper. But that's a very good question. Thank you for it.
Okay, now in addition to garlic, do you have any advice regarding other things such as onions, leeks, other...
These are
foods which-
forbidden to people who are shamans, etc., because they have observed for centuries that when they take anything in this family, they're no longer psychic, but they think they are. They think they're channels. They think they're getting the word from the spirits, and they're not. And a day or two after they've eaten these things, they can do it again, which is why they're forbidden in most practices.
But how does it affect the actual use of the device?
We want to keep you alive. We made our protocols to do the least damage to the sickest person who's likely to use it. We say it might not kill you. A friend of mine who could handle a pitcher of beer on the way home every day had 1 glass of beer in North Hollywood. He went to the car and wired up and was starting early before the football game started. He drove about a block before he was so drunk he couldn't drive his car, pulled off into a Ralph's parking lot, slept for 3 hours before he could drive home. That 1 glass of beer looked like 30. He could handle 1 glass, he couldn't handle 30 glasses of beer. It's that simple. If you'll read the paper, which I've left with our esteemed host, you'll see why that is. And he can make copies of this at Kinko's for about $0.05 a page. And there's your medical reference from Harvard, MIT, etc. And there's your answer.
Okay, so your basic advice would be to avoid garlic, leeks, onions, anything from that family then?
I eat them when I know that I'm not going to be blood. I love the taste of them, but I know what they do to my brain waves. And to prove that, get on anybody's encephalograph, a Hewlett-Packard, a Grass, a Beckman instrument, and look at it for yourself. You will be horrified But normally you don't know this. You have enough consciousness to walk you through sleepwalking and you'll still be able to fly an airplane or drive a car. Okay?
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Dr. Bartlett, what is the effect of this electromagnetic field on beneficial bacteria in the gastrointestinal tract?
This comes up. We used to say, take your acidophilus, take your lactobacillus, your many things, to replant these about twice a month. And some people who've been playing with the colloids say the colloids never get that far. They don't get into the intestine, so they don't kill the friendlies. I particularly prefer the Continental brand liquid acidophilus. I prefer this to the tablets, capsules, solid form, and I do this about twice a month whether I need it or not. I think it's a good idea to replant the friendly bacteria too. I know that when you take antibiotics like penicillin, Cipro, ampicillin, you have to do this. Otherwise you'll get diarrhea and disturbances. Very good question, thank you.
Well, I wanted to get something straight. I'm on Adalat. I think that's somewhat like Procardia or nifedipine. Did you say that you should stop taking those, or say if you took this electronic treatment, say you start on the electronic treatment, you should stop taking the Adalat or nifedipine or Procardia?
I said that, yes, sir. Okay, next question.
Oh, okay.
All right, if you must take these, try doing the blood cleaning about 10 minutes. If it makes you terribly sick, don't do the blood cleaning ever again until you're off the medication. Here it is again. You're listening? Listen up. It increases the dosage 20 to 30 times. And if you're taking one pill now and you take 20 or 30, you're going to disturb your heart whether you do anything or not. Don't do it. Stop. It's forbidden to you. Nobody will sell you one if he knows your doctor's put you on these poisons. They all have side effects, and they're essential to save your life, but this does it better. Okay, next question.
Dr. Beck, you said the blood electrifier was about 95% effective with cancer and like 50% with herpes.
Yeah.
Why isn't it 100? I'm curious what factors are involved.
Because 85% of the people have a death wish, they're going to defeat you. The reason we decided it does work, if you send your spinal serum or your blood plasma to a teaching hospital in Northern California to have them run an assay of the neuropeptides, the neurotransmitters in your blood, Norm Cousins at UCLA, before he died, said, Bob, there are 2,000 known neurotransmitters. Now, wait a minute. If the immune system is fighting these invaders, these aliens, these adversaries full time, it does not produce a full complement. You can take your blood after you have cleaned it or electrified it, send it to the same laboratory. You will find that two neurotransmitters particularly, interleukin 1, 2, and 3, interferon, have restored themselves to your blood. Interleukin and interferon are considered specifics against cancer cells. A few years ago, if you had cancer and you wanted to buy human interleukin and interferon, it was about $50,000 a dose, because animal interleukin and interferon, genetically engineered, will not work on the transcriptase of a human being. But you can make your own. You don't need $50,000 a dose. Just get the boogers out of your blood and your immune system will take care of the cancer. Okay, does that answer it? Very good. Next. Hi, Wayne.
Hello. And in case anyone's wondering, I have nothing to do with anyone else named Wayne who sells bogus colloidal products. strictly a different Wayne. Bob, would you tell us about the material that is available from Wayne Green's magazine 73 Amateur Radio today?
Yeah. How many of you know Wayne Green? He was the publisher of Byte magazine. He publishes about 10 different magazines in the music and the ham radio 73s. He read my article and he says, Bob, you're lying. I've known Wayne for 30 years. He built a unit and cured some of his friends. He said, damn, I better steal this and publish it. And so he did. And then he got a chap to design one that used 4 photodiodes.